to another Take a Side. I'm your host, Jacob Polacheck, and today I'm joined by the co-host of Bleacher Report's LockyTown podcast, Mike Vernon. Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So today we're going to go through some decided topics revolving around gambling and betting, your specialty. So to start us off, what is the best sport to bet on? We got all these sports going on right now. You got baseball going on. You got basketball, football. Hopefully will start up soon. Hockey's going on, hockey playoffs. So what is the best sport to bet on in your opinion?
This is tough because I have love for betting on every single sport from, Russian soccer to some kind of European ping pong to Korean baseball. But, going to bring it back home. My favorite sport to bet on has got to be football. It is the most classic sport to bet on. The National Football League, the NFL, of course, is great. My personal favorite is college football. That's because I think I have an edge, whether I'm right or wrong. It's somewhere in there. I love betting on college football. And then, of course, March Madness, college basketball for my Jayhawks. That's always fun. But college football is my number one.
That's awesome. And we've got the NBA playoffs going on. That's really the hot topic right now. You got the MLB, but do you have any hot takes right now? Any bets that you want to call out right now that you're riding with?
Sure. I always have bets that I am riding with and that I want to call out. I would say, of course, I didn't say betting the NBA was my favorite because betting the NBA is so hard. There are such wild swings that happen so fast. It is very difficult for me to predict that, so I have a hard time with it. It does seem to me, if we're talking NBA futures in terms of winning the championship, something weird is going to happen in the bubble. I would take your longer shots, maybe the Houston Rockets 10, 11-1, because I think the value is there. If you'd rather bet on the Lakers, that's fine, but maybe just bet them individually every game. You're going to get more payoff in the long run. Maybe the Nuggets is another team that is interesting. The Blazers is crazy. Good luck if you do that. But the Rockets, that's one team that I'm kind of eyeing on in terms of value. In terms of getting a boost, like you might as well take a longer shot. It's going to be hard to predict a winner in these NBA playoffs. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win?
Well, I think I'd say three teams are probably above the rest right now: the Clippers, Lakers, and Bucks. And I'd really say right now I think the Bucks. I just don't think that anyone can stop Giannis from getting to the hoop. And if Middleton hasn't been playing great lately, but if he can knock down his shots and Lopez can shoot from three, then I think they're going to be a tough out.
They're going to get going. That is definitely going to happen. They have been kind of on cruise control a little bit through the bubble. They're turning it on now. So, the Magic did this last year where they won their first game too. Don't take that into consideration. If you can get the Bucks at a decent number, take it. But for me, I'm kind of looking at a long shot just because I think it's going to be hard to predict what happens in the bubble.
Yeah, that's a good point. And so I want to move on to the featured debate, the big one, Nerfies. That's been all the talk with BR betting, with LockyTown. Nerfies, no runs first inning. First off, you mind talking a little bit about what are Nerfies, what's Nerfie bet, and explain to the audience a little bit.
The Nerfie is NRFI, no runs first inning. It is all the rage. I'm sure people talking about it. I'm sure your grandma has asked if you want your inheritance early to go bet Nerfies. I would highly recommend doing that. Take a second mortgage out on your college apartment. No, I'm just kidding. The Nerfie, no runs first inning. So you were betting on 6 outs happening in the first inning of a baseball game with 0 runs, a 0 and a 0 on the slate. It's got to be both sides. Okay. The reason we like that, there's a few reasons we like betting this. Number one, baseball games are so long and they are also hard to bet. Even the best teams lose 50 times a year or more. So it's hard to bet baseball individually, though the pros of the pros think there's an edge there. just not for me. I don't have that patience. If you're like me, you have, a short attention span. I want 20 minutes of action and then I can relax. That's your Nerfy. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's so fun to count down. It is a blast. You're screaming at pitchers, outfielders, umps. It is just the most fun, adrenaline-fueled inning. It's never over. You can have 2 outs in the bottom of the first and boom, dong, you're done. Hammer dong, you're done. Or you can have 2 runners on, 1 out in the first, double play, and you're right back in it. So it's just the most fun bet there is. I didn't say MLB is my favorite sport to bet just because the games as a whole are long. Just tune in for 1 inning. Get your little Nerfy in, get rich, go home, treat your boyfriend, girlfriend to a nice dinner, and have a great day.
Well, you heard it here first. Nerfies, the bet to make right now. Get on sided. Take a side. Our Nerfies, the biggest bet going in sports right now, and the best bet to make.
I'll tell you, there's some other ones. We've got people at Bleacher Report that are all in on the tinny. The tinny is a spinoff of the Nerfy that is first to 10 points in basketball. That's a fun bet to do. That's where you see the Blazers coming off, that crazy run to make the playoffs, and they're playing the Lakers who haven't really needed it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to take the Blazers first to 10 points. You get a little extra juice there. That's pretty funny. You get a little extra bang for your buck. So I like the tinnies. You can do some player props, points plus rebounds plus assists. Those are all fun bets, but there's nothing like the Nerfy. Also, we at LockyTown are 35-14 this year on it. I mean, that's incredible. That is not normal. I'm not going to lie. It is ride the wave while you have it. So come join us too at LockyTown. Drop your debate. If you have any other favorite bets, tell us, and we will take them. We will ride it together as a family.
Mike, before we go, tell everyone where they can find you on social media. Just really pitch your stuff.
You can find me at M_Vernon on Twitter, and you can follow LockyTown at LockyTownBR on Twitter and Instagram. Follow BR Betting. You'll see our handle all over there too. If you don't already, come on. There's like 250,000 people there. Go follow that. Let's go.
Well, thanks again for coming on. Hope to see you again soon.
Of course.
Good luck with all your bets.